It's probably a rare sight for a class to sit in complete silence, enthralled by what they're hearing. But today's teacher has an extraordinary story to tell. Amit Ghose has a facial disfigurement, and his story is one of rejection, isolation and pain, but now confidence and success.
I believed that I can make a difference to this world by sharing my story.
Amit was born with a rare condition.
The condition is called neurofibromatosis type 1. The condition is basically tumours that grow on nerves. They can grow anywhere in the body or internally. For me, they grow in my face, so I couldn't really hide it.
Amit has now written a children's book about growing up looking different.
Embrace who you are.
And when he visits schools now, he tells the children of what it was like for him as a child, like around Halloween, and what the other children said to him.
I had this eye patch and a swollen face because I just had an operation, and a group of boys said to me, "Hey, you don't need a Halloween mask. You've got a permanent Halloween mask on your face." And that comment, 25 years on, still hurts me, still upsets me, still moves me. And when we went and told the teachers and it all came together and the teachers told those boys off, the boys said, "We're only joking, miss. It was only a joke." What was a joke for them was a lifelong scar or pain for me, something that stays with me till today. I used to hide myself quite a lot when I was in school in my younger days. I never really accepted the left-hand side of my face. I would sit in particular parts of the classroom where I was tucked away, or the left-hand side of my face was tucked away against a wall or something, so people could only see the right-hand side of my face. Similarly, if I'd get on a train or a bus, I would sit on the left-hand side so people can only see the right-hand side of my face. And I did that in all walks of life, be it going to a cinema, going to a concert, going onto public transport, sitting on the dining table. I'd always make sure the right-hand side of my face is visible to the public, not the left, or hiding the left as much as I could, because I never really learned to accept it.
And even now Amit has to deal with prejudice, like when he went to a coffee shop in London in April this year. He took to social media to explain what had happened.
Friends, I am so frustrated and angry. I am in London for the weekend and I just came out for a walk on the local high street, and I went to buy a coffee in a coffee shop. And I walked in and there was predominantly men sitting in this coffee shop who all stared at me as if I'm a ghost. And then when I went to order a coffee and a cake, the lady working there looked at me and said, "Oh, we're not serving anymore." Clearly, people were having coffee in this shop. And she just turned around and walked away. I really didn't know how to react. I walked out confused, upset, didn't know how to feel about this. I was a bit shocked and stunned as to just looking around going, everyone's having coffee, why? And she walked away, so it's not like I could ask her why or anything. And then I just walked out feeling rather rejected, rather upset.
Amit is a keen percussionist and he collects percussion instruments from around the world. And it was actually playing them which helped him as a child to deal with his condition.
The percussion instrument story is really interesting. So as a child, I used to feel really insecure when I used to go into birthday parties or events, and to get the attention away from people staring at me or me realizing people are staring at me, I used to pick up percussion instruments and start tapping them. So I used to pick up these Indian drums that were bigger than me, and I just used to start tapping them. So my focus was on the drum rather than people staring at me. And since then, I've just fallen in love with percussion instruments. So whenever I travel to different countries, I collect small instruments. People collect fridge magnets. I collect percussion instruments.
Amit is prolific on social media, using it to get out the message of difference and tolerance. One of his posts has had almost 22 million views.
So things changed, and one of the biggest change happened when I got married. My wife said to me one day, hey, why don't you go and make some content online? And she asked me to make a TikTok video or some kind of social media video. And initially I made that video. And it went viral. Over 100,000 people watched the video within the first day. Comments from around the world start coming in about how my video has helped them. And then I just kept on going, kept on making these videos, kept on spreading the message. I started journaling all my experiences of school. I realised that this is actually turning into something that can inspire people. I started thinking, if I had this book, this journal as it was then, if I had this when I was in school, it would really help me. And then I created it into a book, and I tucked it away, and I sent it to a few publishers, and all those publishers said no, because they didn't know who I was. There was apparently no credibility in the backing, because I wasn't a recognised author. I didn't have a agent, so I just left it. Tucked away. And then, when this coffee shop incident happened, I thought, no, this message needs to go out there. This is not just a book. This is a movement. This is emotion. This is going to help, support, inspire so many people be more confident. This book is for anyone who has felt like they're lonely or felt like they don't belong. This is for every child who steps into a school and feels uncomfortable because of the way they look or because of the way they are.
And now he's doing a podcast interviewing people who've dealt with adversity. And later this year, writing a book for adults about building confidence. That's on top of his day job with the NHS. But one thing he really loves doing is speaking to children, and the reaction from them is priceless. How would you describe him?
Amit is a man. He has a visible disability, but he doesn't think he's different. He just thinks he's unique, and our class help him to think about that even more, think deeper about that.
I just remember him coming in with a warm smile, and that he wasn't scared to talk about his difference, but he was really happy about it.
He's always like, whenever we ask him something, he always says he does these things to inspire us, and that always stays with me.
It inspires everyone, just how he doesn't give up in his life and is really resilient in what he does, and how he has a different face from everyone else and it doesn't stop him still.
He's really brave, he's really gentle, he's caring, and he's compassionate, and he would do anything to get the word out there, to tell people that don't hide your differences, but that you should embrace them instead of hiding them.
The one thing that I remember at Amit is this amazing book. It really inspires us. It just shows that nothing can stop you in life.
If you could describe him to other people who hadn't met him, how would you describe him?
Resilient and just unstoppable and just immense himself.
And what difference has listening to Amit made to you, do you think?
It doesn't matter if you're different, because everyone's different, but it's okay if everyone's different, and it doesn't really matter because you're all different, but you all have the same heart, and it's a heart of love.
I think children have a completely different attitude to adults. Children are more curious, more inquisitive. They'll ask questions. They want to learn. And if you teach children from a young age about visible differences, about celebrating differences, and what this book talks about self-acceptance, embracing our personality, celebrating differences, then they'll grow up with more empathy, more respect, more kindness.
Mark Goff, ITV News.